A lot of people wonder about interdimensional beings and how do these dimensions work and how does that relate to space and time. You see, you have to look at it this way in the simplest terms, okay? Our world is made up of several dimensions, and it creates humanity and the laws of physics based on the dimensions we are confined to. Now I want you to look at this drawing, okay? So basically, this is a two-dimensional staircase, right? This point is a point in which all dimensions merge on each other. These lines connecting from these two dimensions to this point are lines that connect all the dimensions, in which time travel and interdimensional travel are possible. Now, if you combine two dimensions with another dimension, right, we get the third dimension, and so forth and so on. The fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension. And each dimension combined with another dimension creates whole new laws of physics and how things function and how things work. You see, in our dimension, we're confined to the laws of physics that fit within the realm of this dimension. So humans can only act a certain way or look a certain way. Animals look a certain way. But in these other dimensions, there are all sorts of other possibilities. In space is made up of several dimensions. And in certain parts of space, because of gravity and its effect on time and space and how it pulls it, it can warp time and space. And it creates these new laws of physics in which things that weren't possible are possible. Where, for instance, maybe I have a laser on my head, you know. This is where I think you have like the Van Meter monster, which was this pterodactyl looking bird that had a laser on its head. These other dimensions you get into, you follow other rules and other stipulations, and this could be where extraterrestrials come into play, that they're able to travel to our dimension, yet they are still under the influence of the rules of their dimension, and they come here and they can travel and move through space and time much differently, because in their dimensions they have this ability to travel that way, or they have this ability to communicate telepathically. In their dimension, they can talk through their minds, or they have the ability to do certain things, whereas the laws of physics here in this dimension permit us from being able to do such things. And it's very complicated and tricky, because there could be in this place where all the dimensions meet, the point in which I drew on this picture, where all the dimensions actually meet and come together, where anything is possible, where there are no laws, where cartoons possibly could exist, fictional characters could exist in alternate dimensions and in different realities. And it's very hard for us to comprehend this, because we are set by very specific sets of rules on how things work and operate and how things look. And to understand these other dimensions, you would almost go insane, because there are no rules, or there are certain rules that apply to that dimension that don't apply to the dimensions in which we live in. And so that's just sort of a simplistic view of how dimensions and interdimensional travel work.